Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Bacha Kodash. That belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim, to Sadakim, that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. On the Greek Shimon, this week's topic is going to be entitled, they're going to cause their tongue to fall upon themselves. I'll put the picture as a thumbnail for this video, all right? But I was getting out of the gym early in the morning. I'm going to the gas station to pick up some water, and on the front page, and it's breaking news: Zuckerberg, Facebook, one of the huge tech giants. Okay, if your brothers do the whole stock market thing, they're part of FANG, FAANG, which is Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google, which is like a bulk, what makes a pretty a large part of that S&P 500 in terms of all the growth coming in. These companies have major influences, right? And it came to light that one of them, Facebook, but it's going to come out that there was more that tampered with the elections, okay? And we here at Great Millstone, we let you know all the time that look, the presidents are selected, not elected, right? However, the scriptures in the book of Isaiah, all right, said, "I shall set the Egyptians against the Egyptians." All right, the modern day version of the Egyptians is the so-called white man, and pretty much that's going into the fact that you have different members of the elites that do go against each other. You have Edomite elites that sided with Trump. You have Edomite elites that sided with Biden. Okay, again, ultimately it's a Most High, but the point is they do war with each other. All right, and a lot of the information that comes out as to what the hell is going on, you'll be hearing it from Edomites, man. A lot of these stuff that goes on in secret society and stuff like that, you'll be hearing it from Edomites. You got this guy like John Todd, Jordan Maxwell, David Icke. Again, these guys will give you bones and shit, but they come out with a lot of stuff. The Edomites going against Edomites, and you had an Edomite that had vested interest in Trump, and they had Edomites that had the elites that had vested interest in Biden. Ultimately, there were more elitists on the side of Joe Biden, so they came up with this situation here where you no longer need a voter ID, and what that establishes, you can have anybody could, you know what I'm saying? The votes could come in with no true identity, and that was a part of the play of the elites to have this guy get up in there because I guess Trump, is going against certain factions. All right, even though again, you could trace his history and look at who he had in office. He's also indebted to the Rothschilds. I'm not saying Trump is pretty much two sides of the same quarter. All right, however, they fight over who want to rule. A good example is when you watch the movie Blade. I'll get this analogy from Elder had done Blade, right? You had the old faction of the vampires, the elites, that said, we should run it this way, that way. And then you had them newer guys that was coming up that wanted to, run it a bit differently. So you have certain members of the elites that are like, okay, we should take it slow with this whole agenda. And you got some of them like, man, fuck this, let's chip these people now. Let's do this now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's coming to light. Psalm 64:8, man, that their tongue shall fall upon themselves, because now, which is crazy. That I'm surprised that it was in the New York Post, because the New York's lean left. All right, so but they let you know that, look, man, they fudged the Democratic elections. Now, what they could be doing too is trying to get Biden out there and have Kamala run things, because she is pretty much Obama and Biden, but on steroids. She's just like how they got rid of Cuomo. Prime example, right? Out here in New York, they got rid of Governor Cuomo because he wasn't the mandates concerning the juice. All right, he wasn't all the way with it. But this new chicken, the new governor, Kathy Mogul, whatever like that, she's saying you got to be my apostles and have everybody get the juice. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point. Like this guy, Sleepy Joe. Right, they might want somebody more vigorous in that head, you know what I'm saying? They might have just used him as a plot to get Kamala up in there. And I know it sounds like a movie, but this is sort of how these people operate. Like you watch Netflix what's it called, House of Cards. You gotta remember, these guys are lesser luminaries. They put a lot of things. They put a lot of truths in these movies and shit like that. All right. They'll do that, man. All right. They'll put up this particular puppet, but it was really to put this person, and there's a whole bunch of chess game going on. Again, the ultimate one that's moving these pieces is the Most High, but between these warring factions. All right. So that's where we at with it, man. So more and more stuff is coming to light, all right, by Edomites, man. These Edomites are telling each other, man, all right, oh, I don't want to be the Illuminati more. This goes on, that goes on. They're wicked, yada, yada, yada. But guess what? No matter how much you might drop that, if you're an Edomite, there's no hope for you anyways, all right, because salvation is of the Jew. John the 4th chapter. Salvation really is only for the nation of Israel, right? The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Now the Most High is putting the spirit on them to fulfill Psalms the 64th chapter in the 8th verse. Hey, well, look, was that Luke the 12th chapter, 2nd verse? There's nothing hid that shall not be made known. All right, because the Most High will trickle down these secrets, man. He'll start with the prophets, open our brothers' minds to it so we can link certain things to the scriptures. As it says in the book of Amos, the 3rd chapter and the 7th verse, he's going to reveal certain secrets to the prophets. And I'm not saying we're going to directly walk down the street one day and stumble upon a secret lodge and see who the hell is in there and, that person. Nah, man, we mean like, brothers might be, again, a newspaper or different alternative media and bring it out with the truth. You know what I'm saying? Bring it out with the scriptures. Okay? Like the average person that's going around here, a lot of people don't even know that election stuff was rigged, man. All right? I got to be careful about saying that because during that whole time, they have something now called fact check. All right? So meaning you might say something and then Google and these different companies that all those companies and huge tech companies in California, all right? If you say certain things that goes against their political agendas or views, all right, they'll censor you and say, oh, fact check, this is what it really is. You know what I'm saying? We're pretty much living in 1984, that book, that George Orwellian book, all right? We also living in Demolition Man, where with certain words you will get tickets for. All right, you saw what they did to that rapper, The Baby. All right, you pretty much don't hear about him no more. All right, because he said something against the LGBTQ. So yeah, you in this particular society, you can't. They say freedom of speech and all that, but that doesn't exist anymore. All right, to a certain extent. Meaning you can say what you want to say, yeah, but now there's consequences for them. All right, when their own constitution says freedom of speech, it don't say free. It don't say you only free to speak good things. Nah, man, it says freedom of speech in general. However, all right, we're in a time, okay, where the dragon is showing his horns and really what his true motives are. All right, this so-called white man is so serpentine and so subtle and so deceptive to the point that you now self-censor yourself. You don't have to go around doing people censor themselves out of fear of what might happen and the repercussions of what they say and do. That wasn't like that years ago. And it shows you how it's all bullshit because in the 60s, like the Democrats were supposed to be the ones that's like, oh, say whatever you want, be liberal. Like the liberals were about liberty, like saying do whatever the hell you want to do. Now, all right, in 2020, in 2021, it's all different. All right, now the liberals are saying, oh, you got to watch what you say, you got to be politically correct to this person. So it's all a bunch of bullshit and games when you're dealing with the so-called white man and finesse, man. All right. Thankfully, we have the scriptures, which is our ultimate light to see through this darkness. We have scriptures like Revelations, the 3rd chapter, the 18th verse, concerning the eyesight to see through this darkness. Scriptures like 2 Corinthians 2:11 to let us not be ignorant of these particular devices, man. All right, these traps, these snares that the so-called white man set up for us to what? To fall into his trap. All right. Scriptures tell you that in Genesis the 3rd chapter that the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. That serpent is talking about the so-called white man. But all the way back when he's in the back of the garden, all right, he was always subtile. Now, when you break that word, subtile, sub, under, tile, tillers, under the web, right? So he goes on. He doesn't get set up by the snares because he's setting the snares. And you look at these dollar bills, all right, on the back of them. You see what on them? You see a whole bunch of webs. You know what I'm saying? So it's all spiritual. It's a trap and a snare system that this man has set up. But he's able to navigate through it. Why? Because he controls it. All right? Again, he controls it because the Most High let him control it. Romans the 13th chapter, all right? Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, all right? And now Romans the 13th chapter says, only he who letteth will let, all right? So the Most High is allowing him to do this thing again for the Most High's ultimate trick bag, because the scriptures in the book of Ezekiel says the deceived and the deceiver are his. So the Most High is really at, that's the good thing about this, man, for us, because they're serving a power that's ultimately, all right, controlled by our power, because these demons that they worship in the dark, all right, that are telling them all these different type of lies and shit like that, they believe them because things are happening in the world for them. You know, that's how come they do these particular human sacrifices and all that, because they're getting goodies of the world. So they associate that with, okay, we're doing the right thing, we're worshiping the right powers, just like all the other nations. The so-called white man's not doing anything different, man. All right. In fact, a lot of these deities that they worshiping is the same demons of the new covering. All right. Whether you want to say Ceramis and Tammuz is nothing more than Mary and the virgin birth figure that they put up. Okay. So it's the same deities and bullshit and idolatry from the previous nations. All right, but the so-called white man holds it up. You know, when you go in the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter, it speaks about a statue, right, of gold, silver, you know, bronze, okay, all the way down till you get to the feet, which is mixed with iron and clay, right? Now, here's the thing, though. Those different fractions of the statue represents different kingdoms, okay? And, well, you know, when we break it down to the spirit, we let you know that the toes or the feet is America, okay? And what does your feet do? Your feet holds up your body. So America holds up all the ways and wickedness and demons and different idol worships of the previous kingdoms before it, except it's just masked differently. You know, just a different spin on it, man. Okay? That's how come we have Romans and Roman letterings and all that. You learn about that in school. All right, you see the different Colosseums. All right, presidents is no different than Caesars. Okay, they have a Sunday, they have a Saturday. Sunday goes back to sun worship. They have a Saturday, go back to Saturn. So they worship in these different particular deities. All right, like these other nations before them. All right, and they're associating all the goodies that they get from the world. All right, as a blessing from these demons that they worship. But these demons that they're worshiping worship the Most High. Because the book of James tells us that, man. The book of James tells us that, look, man, these demons, it says, look, if you fear the Most High, that does you well. The demons also fear the Most, believe and tremble. You know? So not only are these spirits obeying the Most High, they in complete fear of the Most High. So what the hell makes you think they're doing anything outside the Most High's jurisdiction? All right? When the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 16th chapter, and the 26th verse or the 28th verse goes into the fact that the angels don't hinder one another, man. All right? Left hand or right hand, they don't hinder one another. They're with the program. They're with deceiving the so-called white man. All right? Just like they did Ahab, Israelite king. Okay, they were a lying spirit. They put a lying spirit in the prophets of Baal. Okay? A lying prophet, they put a lying. One of the angels became a lying spirit in the mouth of the prophets of Ahab, man. Okay? And the scriptures say in Proverbs 6th chapter, that's one of the things the Most High hates, a lying spirit. So the Most High got spirits doing things that he despises. Proving that them same spirits that's deceiving the so-called white man, all right, are operating under the Most High. All right, and a part of the Most High's program is these devils coming against each other, man. Okay? Lord willing, more things unravel, all right? Because you already have, on the way to the gym, I saw they got like a new kind of thing going that says F Biden and whoever voted for him. No, it said fuck Biden and fuck whoever voted for him. And the dude had that on his backpack going to the gym. You know what I'm saying? So that spirit is being stirred up like, why the hell is this guy in office anyways? So you already see that, you know what I'm saying? People are pissed off about gas, mandates, the way shit is, you know what I'm saying? They feel like they've been fed a lie. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is stirring things up. And again, these are Edomites going against Edomites, man. Hell, you had the Capitol riot. Both of those were Edomites, man, because you see, Esau has more to lose in this society. So he actually looks into shit, man. A lot of you Jakes, you just put a, Obama proved it. You can just put a monkey dancing in the office and shoot a couple of jump shots to you niggas. That's the second coming of the Lord. But Jake is very easily deceived, man. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to get them with glitz and glam and Black Lives Matter and shit like that and rally them up. You Negroes are very easy to manipulate because you're extremely emotional. You know? Which is it's one of the factors, but there's many factors. Really, the Most High is doing it anyways to you, but, you know? These Edomites, they looking into shit. Because this is their world. This is their kingdom. They know they have more to lose in certain political laws, and this way and that way gets run, and they look into shit. You know? But yeah, this guy was coming at him, Donald Trump. He was coming at the whole tech system, YouTube. He was gonna really, you know what I'm saying, stir some shit up. But they got his ass out of there because right now with these tech companies are doing, whether it be Google, Amazon, Facebook, or whatever. They'll have these platforms. Prime example, Facebook, which owns Instagram, owns WhatsApp, right? They'll have this situation as to where they'll call themselves a platform, or YouTube is a platform. So, but if you're a platform, by that definition, you shouldn't be able to edit what I say. You feel me? All right? Because if you then become to edit that, then now you are a publisher. And if you edit. Now, if you're a publisher and you edit things and change what I put up out there, then I have the right to sue you. Okay? I'm gonna simple it down. Okay? If you go to a library, right? The library is a platform, right? You write a book, you write your book. The library is a platform. All right? And you have somebody publish your book. The library doesn't have the right to edit your work. It's just a platform for your book. If the library goes into your book and starts to change up words, take away words, then you have the right, if this library is calling itself a platform, to sue that library. So that's the whole thing behind it, man. That was that whole thing behind it. So they had to get that dude out of there. All right? Because there's more vested interest of the elites to control what people say and do on these particular platforms, man. That's like a lot of people are saying, look, the hell with YouTube. All right, the truth is becoming more and more harder to hear. All right, soon it's going to be impossible to hear, in a sense, because Amos 8:11 has to get filled. There's not going to be any internet. There's not going to be any alternative options. It's either you're going to have it or you're not. You know, and those are the times that we approach. So you know, hey man, there's always things happening. All right, and it's our job as the prophets to report them. Okay, and when you see something like that, when I saw that on the cover, because the fact that they were tampering with the elections and all that, that was like sort of covered up out here in New York. You know what I'm saying? Because New York wanted, you know, we lean left out here in New York, right? Democrat, whatever, and that's what they wanted. But to see it on the front page, I was like, holy shit. Of the New York Post or whatever, I was like, holy shit. Somebody's trying to take this dude down. They're trying to come after each other, man, and they do that. They have different scandals on each other. Because guess what? You might wonder, like, damn, why do all these people in these high-ass positions have some fucked up story or some, you know what I'm saying, some crazy shit they did? Because guess what? You can't make it far without doing something crazy. Because they need leverage on you. That's how come rarely when somebody's like so-called like upright, want to be an upright politician and deal justly with people, and they never make it too far, man. All right, unless they inherit a whole bunch of money and could, you know, pay for those campaigns and such. But in terms of making it on huge platforms, like a higher level, like a vice president, governors, like, you know what I'm saying, high senator, you have to have some dirt in your closet, man. And you have to expose these particular secrets of these different secret lodges and shit like that, so they could know, okay, if shit goes wrong, if shit goes south, we got something over you to easily take you out of power. Okay? They've been doing that for ages, man. All right? Because think about it. You can't bribe the rich with money. They got money. All right? The way you bribe them, all right, is you honey trap them. All right? You trap them doing something distasteful to society, and you can hang it over their head and use it as leverage. You know? So they're coming at each other. It's a beautiful thing. All right. And hey, well, that's the point I wanted to make. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'Hashem, Racha Kodash. I'm gonna say double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone and True Well. The salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to Sadakim. And do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. Shalom.